they called it, and that was like 2002.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a triple threat between Brock, Rock, and Triple H, as I recall, that night. So yeah, I think I think they're going to put on a big show. I think they're going to do a good show for Australia because it's a big stadium as well, and obviously they haven't been to Australia in a long time. So you know they seem like they're going to be putting a lot of eggs in a basket for this one, Matt. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be a good show. Same for you, Matt.
It'll be a great show. Yeah, I think they're focusing now a lot globally, and Australia seems to be one of their interest points. We see now a lot of wrestlers coming from Australia as well.
Yeah.
We see the Iconics, and we see Buddy Murphy now doing very well for himself. I feel like they want to leave an impression there because it's sort of a market that they're tapping into. So if they can generate some more people to begin interested in wrestling and aspire to become a wrestler, it's better for them.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, here he is, Jimbo, wrestler, squad number 9. Jimbo's been emailing me in quite a lot, but this is his main question. Like the rest have been a bit of banter between me and him. But thank you, Jimbo, for hanging on as always. He says, "Hey, how are you?" Yep, myself and Matt, we're busy, but we're fine. We're absolutely fine. No problems at all. Okay, few points. Number 1. He's got 3 points lined up, by the way. Bullet points. You know it's serious. Okay, first of all, why are WWE screwing up Ronda Rousey? Well, I think we spoke about that earlier, but personally, I just think they're writing her wrong, and they should actually be tapping into just her instead of looking for this weird alternative character, which I just don't get. Matt, anything to add to that?
Inconsistency is my main sticking point for this. She comes in, they have that fight with Stephanie, and she injures her, and then not long after that, she hurts her again, and then there's like no repercussions for this. I thought it was going to be really cool when she was going to be like an Austin character, and like anti-authority kind of thing. Yeah. But now the more we see her, she's like a definite company girl. Come out smiling, just smile. Everything's fine. Get people to wave at them.
Remember what Vince said to her? They want to see you smile. They want to hug you.
Exactly. All of that, I think, is so wrong. It's like damaging her tough girl image, and it's the Finn Balor kind of effect. If I had to see that smile again, oh man, stop smiling, please.
How about Bobby Lashley?
Oh yeah,
back to you. Okay, second question. Why is Triple H not even making me feel anything in any of his promos on The Undertaker in the past few months? Well, I can only imagine for you, Jimbo. I do kind of understand what... when I read that earlier on, I was like, what does he mean? But then I suppose I get what you mean. For me, it does feel like it's kind of... I don't kind of believe it as much as I did the first time, because I do feel like I've heard Triple H since all this, and he spoke so highly of The Undertaker that I'm like, it is hard to buy into why he wants this match, and his reasons for it are a little bit up in the air for me. Obviously, if you've just tuned into wrestling the last few years, this is great. I'm sure it's coming out differently. I'm sure Triple H is doing a tremendous job. But for me, because I've lived it and I know how Triple H is, and don't get me wrong, he's got passion with it, but the reasons behind it, I do feel like he's just going through the motions a little bit. What about you, Matt? Is that a bit harsh on him, or did you sort of see where Jimbo's coming from?
It's all very forced. I think like when Triple H had his match, and it does take me back to the first promo he did. He even showed like the clips on the Titantron and everything, and said that was the end of an era. And everyone believed that. I believed that. He believed that. Undertaker believed that. Sean believed that. Everyone believed it. They worked so hard to get to that moment, and it was a perfect kind of end. I enjoyed that, and I think they all left feeling the same way. And then when Triple H comes out and does his promo on Raw, and he's talking about like, we got a call from Vince, like we want to do this match, you against Undertaker again. What do you say? And he says, I said no. And I hung up the phone, And I thought, yeah, that's right. And then probably like he left that. It's like reading between the lines, and then like he got a text message like, "How much?" And he picked up the phone and was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." That's what I'm reading between the lines.
Yeah. No, I think you're right there. Maybe you should have mentioned that. Maybe that would have been a better reason, to be honest with you. Maybe I bought that more. That he's getting 1.5 million or whatever. Yeah, it's worth doing it. And I like this now. Number 3. This is not a question. This is a big prediction here, and this is a crazy one. But Jimbo, and Jimbo's been right in the past, so I'm not going to knock it. But this is a big statement here, Matt. I'm sure to the rest of our listeners. Jimbo says, "Mark my words, there's going to be a big heel turn. Daniel Bryan." Well, do you see that coming, Matt? Is that possible?
That would be interesting. If it wasn't for the fact that, I don't know, it's just I'm so used to Daniel Bryan being booked as the underdog.
Yeah.
And, all these fantasy endings. The fantasy I see for him right now is like that Miz, he definitely deserves another title shot.
Uh-huh.
And it would be great for the Miz if he was able to get hold of that title. Maybe take it from AJ some ways down the line. And then, Daniel Bryan would get his perfect dream match again against the Miz at WrestleMania and probably win. But that would be. We can do this all day though, playing fantasy booker though, can't we? And just speculate on what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. A heel turn. I don't really see it coming. I don't know what you do with Daniel Bryan as a heel. I mean, he's done it before, but a lot has happened since then. And his whole kind of story now is about how special this moment is of him coming back. And actually, he didn't think he'd be able to wrestle again, but he can. And it's all rosy.
I don't. You know what? I can't ever imagine fans booing him either that much. I mean, it'd be tough.
It still gets. I mean, when I went to see him on SmackDown last time, he had a deafening reaction here in the UK. I mean, I couldn't get over it. It was the loudest reaction I've probably heard for someone in a long time. So, I feel like if they want to throw that away, it might be kind of silly.
No, I agree. But we'll see, Jimbo. I'll remember this. Don't worry if it does happen. Says at the end, always your number one fan. Thank you, Jimbo. Okay, Ricardo now. All In was effing amazing. It was huge success. Really enjoyed it. Do you think they could take on the WWE? There's a real simple answer to this for me, and and I don't want people to go mad at me, but it is no. And the only reason is I don't think that it's even in their minds, either WWE or Ring of Honor, even though WWE have done some kind of stupid, underhanded moves in the past about Madison Square Garden. I just don't think that it's there. Now, what I do see being good for Ring of Honor is that they are now giving the fans an alternative, a nice alternative that I'm happy to watch because, it's nice to see wrestlers able to put on a show like this and sell out as quick as they did, which is just unheard of. I think it was like 37 minutes or something. It's like a record for a non kind of big show. I mean, it was phenomenal. And Matt, did you see all In, or I can't remember if.
I saw it.
What did you make of the show in general? Because we haven't spoke about that, so obviously that's been on since.
I thought it was really good, and I like the selfless act of Cody that he didn't book himself as the main event. That was a good choice on his part, and I thoroughly enjoyed the whole show. I mean, pure quality throughout, and it just shows you that there's so much talent out there. WWE can't hoover it all up and use it. The whole thing of like, can it take on the WWE? I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say no, but you can't just go from one great event and then like start speculating that they can take on WWE. It's going to take a lot of years of consistent hard work, and consistently good shows. WWE comes with a huge lineage, of like great pay-per-views and shows. I mean, I know a lot of people do bash it and say that they don't like the ones that they don't like, but there's no denying that history has been made in WWE, and like some of the greatest matches of all times have happened there. But when you're like putting the show like all in, it's kind of like hit the reset button, like going back to WrestleMania 1. You actually have to work from scratch and actually show that your product can be consistent.
The one thing I'll say about just on Ring of Honor in general, just as their promotion, because they are separate things for All In. But Ring of Honor, the one thing I'll say about them is they are extremely consistent in terms of knowing what they've got. They never ever try to do things over the, like, you remember how TNA got, where they were kind of trying to mimic the WWE. They were trying to, they made their own version of Money in the Bank at one time, and it was ridiculous. I remember when Daniel Bryan was doing well. What's his name? Started to do well.
Eric Young.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many similarities. It's just think, God, just do your own thing. And the one thing I'll say about Ring of Honor, they might not have the most money and always the best talent, but they are always consistent with what they do. And you know what? Whenever I go there, you can always meet the wrestlers. They're always out and about. There's never any, like, you can't see anybody or you can't go here or there. They're always, like, there at the start of the show. All of them. It's not just, like, a couple. It's all of them. And, they're kind of always been friendly enough. I know, Matt, you got to talk to a couple of them when you used the toilet a few times. So,
oh, yeah.
I do really respect them for that. And I think that goes a long way. I think that, that definitely makes fans that go, feel, to stay loyal with them. And, that there is reason to like it. So, I think Ring of Honor should just stick with what they're doing. They're progressing, not maybe as fast as you'd want, but man, it's better than, where they're at now, you'd have to say they're the number 2 in America, easily, right now. TNA was for a while, but look what's happened to them, completely different ball game for them. So Ring of Honor, again, they're owned by a network, which is a big deal, by the way, the Sinclair network. So they're always going to be on TV. They ain't got to worry about a TV deal because they're owned by the station. So they have got some good perks going on there, and I'm kind of happy now because they're coming to the UK a lot more often, so we get to see them a little bit more. So we'll see how they're doing, and don't forget, folks, they're saying this, they're in Madison Square Garden next year on the WrestleMania weekend, and nobody else has been in that place. No other wrestling promotion other than WWE. This is the first time. That's a big thing, and as Booker T would say, it's a statement. So unless Vince McMahon manages to get them out before then, which I can't see him doing, I think it's going to be a very an upward successful year for them again in 2019. So we'll see how well they do at that point. Next question now, Leah, has Ray signed with WWE to wrestle, or is he just in the 2K game? Also, what are your early impressions of the game this year? Oh, I wish you never asked. But yes, Rey Mysterio. Now, from what I understand, Matt, he is signing with WWE, but I believe he's just finishing up everything that he's already committed to. Am I right in thinking that? Is that what you've heard, or?
Yeah, I would believe that as well. It's clear that he didn't have a great run last time, contract-wise, with the WWE, so maybe they've got some things to iron out there, so he doesn't want to be stuck in a similar position. But, I'd sign him for whatever reason. I just give him contract because, if he's working for you, there's so many good things you can have him do. He's great in the ring, of course, but he's got so much to give back to the younger talent as well. Even if he's just going to sit there and talk to them and explain or actually show them some new moves in the ring, that guy was an innovator, and he's definitely got a great mind for the business as well, and just his loyalty and everything. I've got a huge respect for that guy.
And I'm the same. I believe he has signed. Early impressions of the game, Matt. Man, I watched the video where they were showing House of Horrors clips, I think, and man, there was a graphic shot of just the rocking chair, and even that looked terrible. And I was like, that's just one frame. That's not even a heavy that's not difficult to do that, but it looks so bad compared. Now, granted, I've been playing some top games lately, like Spider-Man and Detroit Becoming Human and stuff like that, which is just off the chart. But I'm like, at this point, WWE, they're not making games that are like that level. So how can they not be making the graphics? Like, I never really think of graphics anymore when I buy a game, but I'm always thinking graphics when I look at WWE games. They just, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look right. But maybe that's just me. What do you think, Matt? I'm like, because I just